to go on about this.
What are y'all talking about?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. What a
I
shame.
never even finished
But
it.
you know what?
I don't blame you, Morgan. I mean,
but Dearly Beloved could still be in the running for a wedding song.
I had everyone else walk to that down to that song in my wedding. All my bridesmaids and grooms did that.
Like the one that plays specifically in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like in the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss.
So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Everything in about 1 and 2 is actually perfect, and then I ignore everything else that was ever made.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Even though the story makes no sense, but agreed.
You said Kingdom Hearts 2?
1 and 2.
Yes.
1 and 2 are the best, yeah.
They're perfect.
2's arguably better than the first one.
Yeah. Dearly Beloved was... That song just still gives me goosebumps. Like, even seeing, like, that cinematic, like him going to essentially Mickey.
Or like the intro videos and stuff.
Yeah, like he was on...
yeah.
Help me out, that island is called Destiny Island or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then he got the invitation, and it was beautiful. Kingdom Hearts 2 still has a... Right here in the heart. Right here in the heart.
Keep that song in mind while you're wedding planning.
Hey!
Hey.
But now we're about to start. So let's get to it. Welcome back to Anime for 3. We're moving along to this episode. Keep moving along. But we're back, episode 4. We are joined with both of the hostess of hostess, Krishan and Amanda. Say hello to the gang.
What's going on?
Gang.
Hello.
And we're also joined with 2 great guests. We got Jewel back in his house.
Hi.
And we also are joined with a new guest, Morgan. Say hello, Morgan. Welcome. So for new guests, we always like to ask, what is your favorite anime or what are you into right now? And, just give a reason why. Why are you into this little show or series?
My favorite anime is Demon Slayer. And hot take, I love Zenitsu. So... I love him. I think he's so funny, and I also love Fruits Baskets. If you ever want your heart broken, so
I keep telling you,
watch
it.
I've been trying to get into Fruits Baskets, but I've never hit play.
You need to watch it with Haley.
Yeah,
you keep recommending all these shows. Is it really good?
Would. It's really good.
Cute. It's so cute.
It will rip you apart. And also mend you at the same time.
Is it more so like a rom-com? Like, is it similar to that?
It does have a good balance of funny stuff, but it's definitely more of a drama.
Got you. Okay. Well, good deal. Well, Fruits Baskets, everybody, go check that out. But
Demon Slayer is solid though.
Demon Slayer is very solid. You're not gonna miss with that. I don't want to spoil anything, but
off the bat,
man, you know how it starts. Your family's gone,
Okay, well, you're not gonna spoil what? How did
you find that out within the first
that's the first episode.
Yeah.
Not really is spoiler, but this episode is not about Demon Slayer or Fruits Baskets, but we are tackling a very beloved Ghibli movie called Howl's Moving Castle. It is on HBO Max. Please watch it if you are going to just dive into our breakdown about this beloved movie. What Howl's Moving Castle is, anybody can jump in if I'm butchering this stuff. You guys know how I am with Ghibli movies, but I'm here. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna rave about it as best as I can. But it centers around this character, Sophie. And good God, Sophie goes from a hag to a yag. But she has an uneventful life.
You're wrong for that.
What? Is it not true? It happened, didn't it?
A hag?
Wow.
She was a hag and she went to a yag, like a young version of a hag. She still had white hair at the end. Anyway, she befriends a wizard, Howl. living in a magical flying castle.
Friends, just
Oh,
friends.
man.
I mean, I'm not trying to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, they become friends. And correct me if I'm wrong. Sophie gets bewitched by the Witch of the Waste because of the jealousy between their relationship. And you just get to see how that kind of blossoms. They're kind of battling against this little curse. But did I get everything right? I mean, listen, this is a quick synopsis by me. Did I get everything right for that?
I mean, you didn't get anything wrong, so.
Okay. All right. So Howl's Moving
Some of the
Castle.
hack, but
Hey.
Yeah, you're still wrong for that, but we just don't move along.
Yeah. She didn't
I don't
start
see-
off that way.
She definitely did not. She started out as a young lady in
Yeah.
a workshop. I love how, anyway, we'll talk about that later, but it's on HBO Max. I think it's called Max now. So if you want to watch it, go ahead, watch it, and then join on our
Yeah.
episode. But as always, follow us on our socials. You guys know about it already. It's going to be in the bio. But we're just going to dive in right now. Okay. So I am curious from you guys. So after watching the movie and everything, what do you guys think broke Sophie's curse? And anybody could go first.
That's a big question. Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. We're talking
Yeah.
about a great one. We're talking about a zanger.
I mean, the reason, or at least my belief, and part of the reason why I love this movie specifically so much is that you are watching Sophie kind of battle with her own self-confidence the whole movie. And in those moments where she's feeling like super confident and sure of herself is when you see her young. And I think in the end, like she just was like so confident and sure that she finally broke the curse that was placed on her, but they never really tell you kind of outright what her curse is or what's breaking it, which I think is cool. You just get to determine what that looks like for you.
So what I kind of thought, it's pretty similar to what you had just said, but a lot of the influence in the movie is based around like people, how they feel about themselves on the inside, right? So like Hal says that he has to be beautiful, otherwise, like when he gets his hair dyed a different color and he turns to slime because he's not beautiful anymore. And then you have the Witch of the Waste that uses her magic to keep herself looking younger. So I thought that Sophie's curse was showing a true representation of what she thought she was, or like how she felt internally. And then at the end of the movie, after, she has all these experiences and she realizes like, I'm my own person. I'm independent. I want to be loved. I want to be beautiful. Once she has the full understanding at the end, it then flips to, that's why she keeps the gray hair.
Yeah.
I don't think she ever truly breaks the curse, but I think that it morphs into the visual representation of what she feels like she is on the inside.
Yeah. I agree. I think love and acceptance is like kind of that like underlying theme that kind of helped break the curse. Like Hal saying his love for her, and then like throughout the movie, she's starting to realize and like have that self acceptance and be like, I love him too, and like that mutual love, and especially like her being old and just kind of having acceptance, like basically trying to survive being old. So yeah, I think love and acceptance.
I mean, even kind of when you meet her in the beginning, she still is like pretty, I don't know, lethargic, like doesn't really have a will to live. So or just, kind of taking it like day by day.
I felt like she got more of a personality when she turned old. Like she had such a good outlook on it.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, now my clothes fit me. This is great. And which I thought was so funny. I was like, okay, you're doing this so
but I feel
well.
like the curse like gave her a sense of purpose, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because before she just was like, yeah, I guess I have this hat shop.
Mm-hmm. And then
Well, even
like
in
to leave.
My family.
Yeah.
In the scene where she's talking to her sister and her sister is like, why don't you sell the hat shop? And she said, no, Dad would really want me to keep this and I have to take care of you. And she's more focused on taking care of everybody else. She doesn't go out with all the girls that work at the shop when she was invited. She just wanted to stay in and kind of be a recluse because she thought she wasn't beautiful enough to go out, or she didn't have any interest in doing that. I mean,
you kind of saw that even in her own hat, because she like puts it on and she like tugs it down because she hates the way she looks, and it's a plain hat while everybody else has like everything going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that. That's a good point. I didn't even dive. No, I really didn't even dive super deep in it. And I know y'all love all the like in-depth like lore about and I was like, wow, there's a lot of hidden layers behind this. I really just thought like,
yeah, you were like, it wasn't that deep.
No, it's very deep.
Yeah. There's levels to it. I really just saw it as, them accepting, like you guys were hinting at, like, accepting each other's emotions, feelings, and kind of like feeling that and then going through it. There was that one scene where, goodness, that little old lady was trying to capture Hal's heart or something like that. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to say hag anymore, but capture Hal's heart.
Witch of the Waste.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's her. And then was just like burning and and on flames and everything. It was kind of like, to me, it was like, oh wow, she's actually like, she's greedy, she's feeling this, and like she's gonna like hopefully learn from it. So that's what I and it was just different people. Like it's technically the curse that was being on paper it's supposed to be broken, but there's like little people's curses in a way that I was just seeing on the little telly. But
on the telly.
No. I didn't think it was that in depth like that. Like y'all just broke it down. I need to go rewatch it now because I guess I missed a lot of things.
That is one of the things I love about the movie. Is like it's like a comfort movie in a way. Like it definitely can. I see why it's a lot of people's comfort movie because like the more you rewatch it and like what caught me. And I don't want to skip out on the discussion questions, but whenever he's like, "I've been looking for you," like when you rewatch it, it's just like it makes so much sense. It's like he's from the beginning, and like it hits harder when you rewatch it, knowing that,
Well, and that's what I was telling Kaiser yesterday after we watched it in the theater was like, I've probably seen that movie a minimum of 5 times, but every single time I'm still noticing small finite details that I didn't realize the time before. And you think after you watch a movie, twice, okay, I have a good understanding. It's just a comfort movie or I really like it. But no, I'm still noticing those details that don't stand out to you the first time because you're focused on, one side of the story or a different part of the story, or you think you understand what's going on and then you really don't. Like the more you watch it, the more understanding you have of what's going on. It's really insightful. I'm surprised you didn't get more out of it, Val.
Oh, please don't use this for this. Absolutely don't. You guys already know.
Anyway, back to Dragon.
Yeah. But now I'm curious of, what you guys think of, like, so Krishan and Amanda just went like why they like this movie, right? So I'm curious about from you and Jewel and Morgan, like what about this movie is superseding Princess Mononoke or Spirited Away? Like what is superseding those movies? Like why is this in its own kind of lane, if you will?
I think for me, I love like romance anything, and I feel like this is the ultimate like love romance like movie you could ever watch. And just like Crew and Amanda were saying, you could watch this movie a million times and still get new things out of it. Because the first time I watched it, if you asked me like why they were at war, couldn't tell you. I wasn't could not tell you.
Y'all that as well.
Because how they give you information, because I literally noticed this last night, was you find out the reason why they're at war is not from a front conversation. Like Sophie's leaving the shop and people in the background are talking about why the war started. So if you're not paying attention to that, like you won't get it. And I just love Howl so much because Crew, you also brought up saying like, like there you are, I've been looking for you. So when she goes back into his memories when he was a child and he got his like heart taken out of him, she's like, I'll find you in the future. And so when the first thing he ever says to her was, I've been looking for you. Oh my God. And he was the wizard for both kingdoms, so he could find her no matter what. And then like true love just broke the curse for him. It's just so like, it's so comforting. It's so beautiful. And it's like the true happy ending. Like everyone had a happy ending. So it's just so nice.
Yeah. Howl definitely, set the bar for every man out there for sure. For sure.
I don't think we're reaching that.
Had an absolute daddy to voice it too.
Daddy voice. Oh my gosh.
Not competing with him.
I mean, I'm not. I'm definitely not. Man has a whole castle, bro. Like,
If I could
what?
have his voice, though, it'd be a
You
rap.
mean Christian Bale?
You said it'd be a
Young
wrap.
Christian Bale, I guess.
yeah.
I don't know
That's
how
kind of
old was he
crazy.
in that compared to now, but
2004, 30 something, 40
was he
something,
in-
maybe.
that
Yeah,
before-
man.
I'll take him at any age. I don't care.
This was before
Those are
Dark Knight
facts.
and
Same.
everything.
He'll be
Morgan.
60, though.
Facts.
he's Howl. He's Batman. He's everything. So
Yeah,
He's
I
everything
feel
to
it.
me.
I'm not picky.
Y'all need it. Y'all need
I am
help.
picky, but that man. We're talking about Hal. I got to get off the Christian
Amanda,
Bale
you
train.
pick him over Gojo?
Christian Bale, a real life human being.
Anyway, I'm kind of curious of what.
yeah.
I mean, I would hope so.
Can you imagine if you chose Hal over Christian Bale? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But Joel, do you want to go? Why you enjoyed this film? You don't have to. I mean, I already know you love every Ghibli, so who am I to make you choose which one is your favorite, right?
I mean, this one is my favorite.
Okay.
I've got my Howl's Moving Castle tattoo. I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, you be rocking it. You a loyal.
I am loyal. I mean, but really, for me, I spoke on it earlier, that Sophie's journey to her own kind of like self-confidence always really spoke to me. And for me, this is one of the first Ghibli movies I ever watched. And I watched it a lot growing up. And so it kind of is nostalgic for me in that way as well.
Got you. Nostalgia factor. I love it.
Mhm.
Love it.
Yeah. Also, soundtrack. You already know.
Yeah.
On repeat.
What was that one song? Morgan, you said it earlier. Goodness.
in the flower garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to that while I was washing dishes,
Mhm.
like earlier. That was really peaceful. It's just like, I don't know. Ghibli really does have a great soundtrack. Like,
This
it's
is
just
like
Yeah.
the in a movie.
Well, also for
Yeah.
this one, especially in the flower field scene,
Yeah.
there are really some moments where because we went to go see it in theater yesterday, and I was like, damn, somebody really painted all of this by hand. All of
I
those
didn't
scenes. And I was just like, my mind was blown.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They
All
painted
of
like
all the
each of the
Ghibli
scenes.
movies.
Every scene.
Yeah, every scene.
Oh wow. I did not know that.
That's why they take so long to come out.
Yeah.
I think
That's
some
why-
of the newer ones are utilizing a little bit of animation,
I mean, I would have to.
but still, like, it's all-
Yeah. No, that's why it shows like it's so rich. Like I said this with like
if you now like the next time you go watch a Ghibli movie,
yeah.
you're gonna be looking for that.
No, I mean
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
the
Especially in
textures are
his
so
room.
cool. Yes,
His room is
Yeah.
crazy.
Sheesh. Fun facts.
yeah,
But,
that scene every time.
Speaking of curses though, what was Howl's curse? What do you guys think Howl's curse was?
I don't really think he was cursed though. I think he just because he
Mhm.
swallowed the star.
Hmm.
That's what but I thought there was a deeper meaning. Like
I don't think
I'm
there's
So
any
I
curse
thought
there.
that
There
there was
is.
something else to it because I forget her name, but the lady that worked for the king, that was in the wheelchair. What was her name?
Solone or
Solomon.
Solomon. Yeah.
Yeah, she had said to Sophie, you know, let him show you who he truly is, blah, blah, blah. And that's when she was trying to turn him into his true form, like what he did with the Witch of the Waste. So I thought that maybe he was cursed to have that form or something like that. Or like the more he used his power, the longer or the harder it was for him to come out of that form. I don't know. I understood that as some sort of curse.
Well, I guess I never really dwelled on that too much because he also talks to Calcifer at one point about how the other like the fighters that are coming from these other planes that are being used by their kings, those wizards have willingly shapeshifted into these forms, and essentially it sounds like they lose their minds. Like they no longer remember who they are. And so I always kind of took it as Howl could not sustain that form for too long, or he would lose himself.
Have you ever thought that after the kings requested all like the witches and wizards to come, and then the Wicked Witch of the Waste, she got like completely messed up, that if they didn't do that willingly, I wonder if like they just made them.
Well, I thought that
Oh,
Sullivan was trying
willingly.
to like take his powers.
you mean like recruiting?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
whoa,
I never thought of that.
interesting.
I definitely do think that if he kept doing what he was doing, he wouldn't be able to turn back from what he was. But I did think, like, Calcifer is his heart.
But I say I
You
think
know?
that's what makes him vulnerable, and like that's what
Mhm.
they kind of were highlighting most of it, which is
Yeah.
Lucifer.
I kind of thought, and it's still something that I'm unsure about, but in that scene where Howl is a child and the stars are falling, you can see they're like these little shadows that they run and then they disappear. And so I feel like it was like a mutually beneficial relationship, because it sounds like Howl was lonely and was in this cottage for many years of his life and was probably very lonely, which is Sophie alludes to at one point as well. And Calcifer is one of the last stars you see fall. And so maybe he's seeing these other stars disappearing and he's thinking like, are they dying? Like, is this it for me? I'm not like, if I do this with this guy, like, am I gonna get to stick around? Like, it seemed like,
So
yeah.
I was confused by that too. So I did a little reading on it yesterday and I couldn't figure out what they were. We'll call them stars, but essentially it was saying that Howl willingly gave his heart to Calcifer because he didn't want him to die. And that's why like their lives coincided with each other. If one died, the other died. But that he willingly gave him his heart so that he wasn't dying like the rest of those, I don't know, stars, sprites, whatever we call them.
Yeah.
And then that's why at the end, when Calcifer gave him his heart back, he turned back into whatever he was before. So that would make sense if he was
but
lonely and wanted a friend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
This might be a dumb question. Did Calcifer know that Hal gave Calcifer his heart? Because there was a scene where like Calcifer was dead or whatever, and like Sophie was giving Calcifer Hal's heart, or like trying to like whatever, and then Calcifer was like, he was like, "Oh, I'm sure it will work." Or Sophie asked Calcifer, "It was like, is this gonna work?" And Calcifer was like, "I'm sure it will work if it's you giving the heart." So like,
I think that Calcifer knew that he had Hal's heart, but he didn't know if he gave it back if he was going to die or not. So it was like a sacrifice, and she was like, "Can I give him his heart back? Will you still be alive?" And he was like, "I don't know." But he basically said, "Give it back to him." And that's why it was this exciting thing at the end when we saw Calcifer come back, because he was still alive after giving his heart back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because he had to like do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like he had to like obey his commands, like Hal's commands. In a way, I feel like he wouldn't have done it if he didn't know that they were like in this like kind of mutual contract.
Right. And going back to the contracts with all the Ghiblis, but yeah.
Well, he's also like a fire, so it's not like he could have just left him out in the open.
Not true.
And then if someone were to discover that, of course, he becomes kind of a recluse.
He had to flame the fire and house the fire at the same time.
Yeah.
That's his heart right there. That's crazy.
And stay alive, yeah.
Yeah. Man, I really do got to rewatch this movie. The more you guys talk about it, I'm just like,
I'm still learning stuff, and I'm like,
he was out here just trying to dog on it.
I wasn't trying to dog on it. That's
what's in your heart.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything bad about this movie. I refuse to.
You love This Is Us. I thought you would like some, like,
This
the
Is Us is
deep romance
different.
stuff and all
So
that.
this is interesting. It basically says that so it was a contract to keep Calcifer alive. Hal gave him his heart, and that was a contract between them that Calcifer had to obey Hal's commands. And then at the end, because remember, anytime Calcifer tried to move, they had to actually lift him up with that scoop. So this says that basically Hal's heart was weighing him down, so he couldn't move. Like he was contractually obliged to Hal because his heart was literally keeping him there. So when he got his heart back, that's why Calcifer was able to float around and be a free spirit and do as he wanted because he was no longer being held down by the weight of Hal.
And my man still came back and was like, "Hey, I miss you guys."
Because they became a family.
Yeah,
I know, I'm just kidding.
I love that. He's like, it's getting kind of cold out here, and I was like, that would be me.
Yeah.
He's like you when when you're a kid and you pretend to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. And your mom's just like, okay, I'll see you in an hour.
Or not.
It's
Yeah.
getting a little chilly.
Yeah.
It's getting a little chilly out
And then you come
here.
back in 15 minutes, Yeah. That's what he did.
Came
I'm
back because I
also-
wanted to.
Yeah.
You said what? Oh, got you. I'm also curious about what you guys think. Would you guys have helped the Witch of the Waste like Sophie
Nope.
did, or no?
Fuck that bitch. Yeah, absolutely not. No.
Why?
Sophie's got a
Why?
good heart.
Why? Who's to say the Witch of the Waste didn't have a good heart? Maybe
Okay.
they're-
Morgan well,
thinks
first of
on
all,
this.
she's
I feel like she would.
she's so jealous. First of all, to the point where okay, Sophie doesn't know what she did wrong to get this curse. She has like no idea. She's just this horrible witch. She came in and gave me this curse. But we know that she's just super jealous because Hal is hanging out with Sophie and she's like, that was my man and I want his heart. Like that's what she wanted the whole time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have helped her. But I think the reason why Sophie did help her is because, like we were talking about earlier, it made her change her life. Like that's why she went to the Ways. That's why she went to go find Hal. And so maybe she's like, well, you kind of like changed my life, so I guess I'll kind of help you. Also, she was struggling at the end. Like when I was watching it with Ryan, he was like, she looks zooted. Like she was out of her mind. Like she needed help.
So
when
that's
she
what I wanted to ask everyone is or something I didn't understand is like there were moments where she was completely just not even lucid. Like 1 minute she's saying, "What a pretty fire. What a pretty dog." And then the next minute she's giving Sophie like this wonderful life advice and she's all of a sudden lucid again. Like does anybody understand what was going on there? Because I was confused.
I felt like those were just like your grandma like shooting the shit. Like just being like,
I mean, that's a good comparison.
like they
Sit
just
down,
like, come out
Grandma.
of nowhere where it's just like, oh yeah, and then you have to do this to be successful, and you're like, Grandma, it's time to sit down. Like, come on.
But she was still
Shovel
kind of
outburst.
lucid because whenever
Yeah.
her mom betrayed her, which, fun fact, I didn't know about this. That's actually her stepmom betrayed her, and they put the purse down. She's like, I know what's in here. And she takes that whatever
Yeah.
snake thing out of there. It's like,
Okay,
so you are there. Like, you know what's going on, but you're just kind of like, I just want to chill with Hal.
I
the
think
family.
I thought
that
she was
because
doing
she
that
lost
to
her
be greedy.
powers, she lost some of her like
Evilness, I guess. What was controlling her?
no, it's more
Intention?
of like God, like your personality traits. Like if you were trying to build a character on like D&D,
Characteristics.
she lost like 7 intelligence. So she's still like
Her
witted.
attributes.
Yeah, she lost all her
Attribute.
attributes. There you
That's
go. Yeah,
character
so they just like axed it in half. Like she's still kind of like she's still
That's a
witted,
great way to explain
but
that.
she just yeah.
I didn't know that was her stepmom. That's crazy.
I didn't know that was her stepmom either.
Also, when I watched it this time, I did actually notice right in that beginning scene, after he saves her from those two guys, they start walking away, and he's like, "Oh, I'm being followed," um, and then says, "Sorry, I guess you're involved now."
Yeah, what was that about? That was in the very
And
beginning.
then, because those are the Witch of the Wastes men
Mhm.
that are looking for him then.
Yeah.
And whenever he's like, "Sorry, you're involved," literally, he wasn't wrong. And he's like, "You're involved now. She's gonna come for you." And he knew that she was going to.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even put two
Like,
to
he
two
knew that's
together.
what's tailing him,
Yeah,
but
I
maybe
mean
he
that would make
didn't
sense.
know that
That's
she would
true.
get that involved.
He was like, "You're involved now."
He literally tells her, "Sorry, you're
I
involved
feel
now."
like he knew though, because if
I
she
didn't
was
think he knew
hunting
they were
him
gonna curse
for
him.
if she was hunting him for as long as the movie insinuated,
Mhm.
it came across that any woman that he was involved in, she would go after. So, like, as soon as he even walked up to save her, like, oh, okay, now you're in this because I talked to you. Oh, well.
Well, they also, all the people's opinions of Hal, they thought that you were just going to get your heart eaten. Like, if any woman came across Hal, like, he would eat your heart and you'd just be dead.
But I almost wonder if that
That's
was
her.
not Hal, that was the witch. Because
Yeah.
remember when she tried to take Hal's heart, I noticed this yesterday for the first time. When she finally got his heart, she said something about like taking it or eating it or making it hers. I forget the actual verbiage, but she said something about
Yeah.
taking his heart. And so then it got me thinking that
What
rumor.
was she doing with all those girls?
Yeah. Anytime he would talk to a girl, she would go after the girl and steal their heart.
Oh.
Well, and he does
Mm.
allude to her, like, being up to some stuff, because he was like, "I thought she was a very
Mhm.
beautiful
Sketchy.
woman, but it turns out she's not."
She's not.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he
Maybe
does
that's how
not
she stayed young,
elaborate.
was by eating all
That's
the
what I'm
hearts
thinking.
of these young women.
I don't know how much it was working. She didn't look that great when we at the
Damn.
beginning.
Damn.
Yeah, you need about 1,000 more just to get.
Yep.
No, wow. I mean, is it plausible? Absolutely. I mean, I could see it. I could see it. I'm also curious. Like, this is going to be like the last thing, and if you guys want to add anything else, absolutely feel free. But what do you guys think about like how did they handle the character development for like each of the characters that were involved, like the main characters, if you will? Like, you think they did a good job, or you think that they could have done something different?
Great.
No
Nailed it.
complaints
Fantastic.
from me.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
100 out of 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally
No,
every
no.
character is perfect.
Yeah. Every single one.
What about the dog though?
Heen?
Oh, he
I
was
love
perfect.
Heen.
He was following her at first because he was a little spy, and then he's like, you know what, y'all are cool, so he didn't check in. So he
Yeah,
didn't like
Yeah.
give away
he's a
where they
traitor.
were.
He's a
Yeah.
traitor.
He's a real one, is what he
Ooh.
is. I love him.
Morgan, you want to say the fun fact about the dog?
Uh-oh.
No, you can go ahead.
In the book. Oh, Morgan was saying because she has the book. She was saying
I
that in the
haven't
book.
read the book, but
I was gonna ask
do
if anybody has
Oh.
read the book.
I read like
own the
half of
book.
it.
For the audio listeners, Morgan just pulled up the book right in
I
front
did.
of the camera.
It's so pretty. With my little $2 bill bookmark.
Yeah. I tried to read
Great
it
book.
once like many years ago, honestly. Probably when I was in like 7th grade.
Is the book? Well, I guess the book is
Completely
always
different.
better than.
There's
Okay.
like the
It's completely
characters,
different.
like there's some similarities, but it's, I mean, inspired by, really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They
Is
just
more
took
like
the
it.
characters, yeah.
But they
Yeah,
took-
kind of just how Ponyo is supposed to be inspired by, quote unquote, the Little Mermaid.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Literally, I'm 6 pages in. That's how far I got today. Okay, 6 pages in, and we already find out. You know how Hal's playing 2 different wizards? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not playing one of them. Those are actually real wizards, and the Wicked Witch of the Waste killed one of them. That's already, you find that in the first like 6 pages. It's also how
Damn,
you
they're
find out
quick.
that
Dang.
her mom died at the beginning, her dad died, and that's why she has to take over the
Everyone's
hat
out.
shop.
Everyone's
Yeah,
out.
everyone's out. Everyone's out.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
Hal is actually a womanizer, and that's why he's
Makes
actually leaving all
sense.
the time.
Daddy.
Not 'cause he's
That's
going
that's
to
why
war.
y'all love him so much.
We
Are
knew
we surprised by
that.
that?
Of course we
We
did.
knew
Because he's
that.
out here getting with these women because he's trying to find Sophie.
Would you compare him to Bill Cosby?
Well,
Food for thought.
Time to wrap it up.
It's not even like close.
But here we are at the end of the podcast. We always do a little fun segment.
he's trying to tear y'all's man down. Any
You
means
That
wrong
was
for that,
so
Val.
out of pocket.
I'm gonna remember this.
That's crazy.
I think Val is
At
jealous
any
of
person,
Howl.
you could 100%. You don't want Haley to watch this movie. I know you do.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah, that's
worried.
why. That's why he's just like he's gonna say it's bad because
He's
he
saying
doesn't
it,
want her
he's
to watch
trashing it.
'cause
My
she's
Go
man
watch
is
it.
love.
so threatened by Hal. I'm so terrified.
You're
I'm
clicking
Somebody
over
message
there.
Haley
I'm
and tell her to watch
so-
it.
Please do. Please do. Please do. But every time we do an
Say that
episode
again.
on a movie, please do. Every time we do an episode on a movie, we always try to do some fun facts on it, like, you know, little trivia, if you will. But I think we kind of input like a little bit of, we sprinkled around a lot of fun facts, honestly. I don't know if you guys have any more that you guys want to add.
So, okay. So in the book, there's like no war at all. It's like alluded to it. And the reason why they added war to this movie is because they were so upset about the Iraq war that was happening. So
2004.
yeah, so that's why so that's why he put it in there. And the message is very simple. Like, war is bad, but that's why he wanted to input it in there. He also the man who created Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, when he won an award for it, he would refuse to come to America to accept the award for Spirited Away.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember
Mhm.
he never accepted.
Did he
the
just
award.
not like America, or?
Yeah, he's mad about the war going on.
He
Oh.
also loves planes, though.
He does love planes.
He loves
Mhm.
planes. So anytime he can, toss a little airship up there, he's just like, say less. I'm with it.
I'm with it. Okay.
He
No,
will.
that's awesome.
Yeah, every time.
That's a little gem of that movie. Okay. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. We got anything else?
Well, are you going to watch another Ghibli movie, Val?
Okay,
Hey,
Val really
That's
liked
crazy.
Weathering with You. Or no, he really liked Your Name, and I told him he should watch Weathering with You.
Your Name was so fire. So fire.
But that's why I'm
That
trying.
one,
I
like,
cried.
That's why I'm so
Me too.
confused, because I'm trying to base recommendations off of what you liked in Your Name, and all of them I thought you would like, and so far we're not doing great on Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away. So I don't know
I
what it
just
is.
feel
Okay.
like
about
they're
Your
a
Name.
little. I think for Howl's Moving Castle, I feel like it's maybe a little too like foofy, kind of like dramatic, for Val, and then I think the supernatural part of Spirited Away, I think, is why you didn't like it as much.
You hit it dead on. I can't get hooked on it because there's just so many like.
But I think you
Yeah.
like Mononoke because there's also like more drama,
grounded
there's more
into
action.
like reality. You know.
Yeah.
There's gotta be one Ghibli that you like. That.
If you like that, you should. If you want to, and also if you like the This Is Us show, watch A Silent Voice, because that one's really sad.
That one hurt me.
Yeah.
That made me cry.
You've seen
Oh, you
it?
already watched it, though?
Watch that. Yeah.
If you want to be really sad, you can watch When Marnie Was There. That's a Ghibli movie. It's one of the newer ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know when it came out?
But you know what, Val? I don't know if you would like that one. It hurt me. But I think that you.
I feel like all these movies hurt people. Like they're all sad.
Yeah,
movies. That's a disclaimer.
But I think
if you
that
want to
you
cry,
would really
watch a
like
Ghibli movie.
Nausicaa.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about that.
I haven't heard of that one.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. But
I feel
again,
like
listen, like
that one's
you-
more similar to Mononoke, but because it's the first, like Miyazaki wrote that story.
for the
Like
for his first production,
yeah, I think
like
that's his
for
first
Ghibli.
movie. I don't think it's the first Ghibli movie,
Hmm.
but it's one of, because I want to say that like Grave of the Fireflies might be older, but I don't.
Goodness.
That one's
Everyone
like
talks about
late
that one's really
80s.
fun.
Grave of Fireflies is late 80s.
Damn.
Yeah, but
I
Miyazaki
mean,
did the story for Nausicaa, and that one's really cool.
no. If that's the next one, I'm down. Like again,
Or
like
Porco Rosso.
yeah.
The Wind Rises is also really good too. I think that one's like about World War II fighter
Hey, if it's
planes.
grounded in reality, sign me up. Sign me up. And like I'm
Yeah.
I'm watching it because you guys love it. So I mean, again, never base anything off me. Like I don't.
I like
Yeah.
that you're still watching them, even
Hey,
though
hey, I told y'all I
You
would.
You're
watch his
giving it a
Boruto
good
and One
try.
Piece. He can
I'm
weather
3
through a
in. I
lot.
He
got
can
3 under my
stomach
belt.
some bad
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely,
He's got a strong stomach.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk bad about Boruto, but it's all good. I do appreciate you guys, gang.
We're not
Joining
here
us.
for Naruto's son. We are
His
not
name is
here for
his
Naruto's
name is
son.
his name is Boruto, Jewel.
Sounds like
And
That's
if y'all don't like it,
Naruto's
it's all
son.
good. Miss out. All I know,
Miss out.
hey, I know this is about Ghibli. Ghibli was fire. It was great. What they're doing to change the
But
the
Naruto.
medium, if you will, is just But please don't talk bad about Boruto. Please, if you haven't watched it, how can you talk bad about it? I can talk bad about it now. I
I'm literally
I
wearing
watched
a
3.
Naruto shirt right now. I love him.
But you just hey. Anyway, we're gonna do this.
I just don't care about his son.
Hey, I'm
It's
about to get
Touch
fine.
back on
them
them.
kids.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
it's a
gonna
big
get back
filler.
on this roller coaster. we about to get on this roller coaster, okay? But you've been listening to episode 4 about Howl's Moving Castle. We have been joined with Krishan Kershizi, host 1, Amanda Panda, host 2, and we have been also joined by 2 great guests who have greatly
Very great.
given our like good insight on this movie. If you're not gonna watch this movie after they, I don't know what you're listening for, because this movie was, it was fire. It was fire. So we gonna give a hands clap to everybody that joined.
It was
Everybody that gave
Calcifer.
their. You said what?
It was Calcifer.
Do you
Oh,
think that you're really going to
hey,
go back and
play
watch
on.
this again, Val? To look
The-
for deeper meaning?
We watched with Haley. We watched with your
Yeah, if I'll watch it with Haley whenever we're bored.
I think she
We
would
are
enjoy
actually
it.
are looking for a TV show, so I will rewatch it and I'll text each and every one
Fruits
of y'all.
Basket.
I don't know about
Yes.
Fruits Baskets. But
I need to
maybe-
watch that for the first time. I might do that.
It's
I'm
so
gonna do that.
cute.
Do it. Do it.
And then you can have a Fruits Basket episode.
Anyway,
Kaiser
Thank
was
you.
there so fast.
appreciate you guys listening
He's so
to
quick
Anime
with
for
these.
3. Hey, I love this soundboard. But appreciate
wrong
you
for
guys
that.
listening to Anime for 3. Again, Morgan, thank you so much for joining us on this riveting episode. Jewel, thanks for joining us again. Krishan, Amanda, love you guys. We are fucking killing this. We're almost to like an in-person episode. That's gonna be fire when we do that.
Can't wait.
But yeah, as always, follow us on our socials. It's in the bio. But thank you guys, and you have been listening to Anime for 3. Peace. Lego. Why are you laughing, Jewel?